And joining us again for day 2 of jury deliberations is Professor Tracey Brame with Cooley Law School. Professor, were you surprised today? Do you see this happen a lot?
So it's not uncommon. It doesn't happen all the time. I was surprised at how soon they came out deadlocked. So it's not uncommon for juries to deadlock, particularly in close cases. But after only 10 hours or so of deliberation, that told me that maybe people came in entrenched or so, you know, I was surprised by the timing, but not necessarily the fact that they deadlocked.
And when they came back around 3 this afternoon, they had been deliberating for about 8 to 10 hours. The judge saying they really hadn't been deliberating for that long.
Exactly. And so, you know, certainly the first time the jury comes back deadlocked, the judge is almost certainly going to send them back, right, to reconsider, to try to come to some kind of decision, because that, after all, is why they're there.
What does a judge typically have to consider before declaring a mistrial?
The length of time that the jury's been out, and if they come back again deadlocked, because the balance that the judge has to strike is that you don't want a juror to feel as though they have to violate their own judgment or conscience. You don't want a juror to feel coerced into voting one way or another on the verdict. And so she just has to consider and strike that balance and decide when it's clear that they're just not going to come to a conclusion, you know, despite their best efforts.
You know, let's talk about the jury now. The jury has had a lot to go through, you know, a lot of evidence, videos. Can you talk about, you know, what the jury is kind of going through right now in their minds?
So they've now seen this video and seen this evidence kind of nonstop for 6 days, and now they're sitting in it with it in the jury room, trying to figure out what to do with it. And the weight of it can't be lost on them, right? Like, you know, this is an intense case, and even though they tried to, you know, choose jurors who didn't have an opinion one way or the other going in, if you've been around or near Grand Rapids in the last 3 years, you've heard about this case. So it has to be a weighty issue for them, right? Trying to make the right decision. Concerned about Officer Schur as well as Leola's family. Just, you know, you can't be human and not understand both sides. So I think it's a weighty issue for them to try to sit through.
What can happen the longer they deliberate?
So the longer they deliberate, again, hopefully what's happening is that they're going back and taking a fresh and objective look at the evidence, right, and taking the time to kind of sift through and be intentional about it. But the longer they deliberate, people may become more entrenched in their opinions, and those who are holdouts, so to speak. And I don't know, you know, no one knows what the breakdown of the disagreement is, but, you know, people may begin to feel pressured, you know, to vote one way or the other. And so, but like I said, hopefully they're going to take the time to be intentional about it.
And the longer they deliberate, is that more of a positive sign for the prosecution or the defense, or is that neutral?
So generally, you know, when you see a quick verdict, that often is a guilty verdict, right? But, you know, not necessarily, but that's often the case. And so the defense typically likes when it takes the jury a while because that shows that they're thinking about it, right? They're not automatically going to find the person guilty. In a case like this, where we don't know where the disagreement is and where the breakdown is, I think it's more neutral, right? We really don't know. And the judge has invited the jury to ask questions, to ask for clarifications, you know, and things like that, anything that would help them move them along in their decision making. But we'll see where they come down.
Yeah, the judge told jurors to work together, but to stand up for yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Anything else that you wanted to share, Professor?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And our continued coverage will continue right here on Wood TV 8. Stay with News 8 for our coverage of the Schur trial. We'll take you live to the courtroom as soon as a decision is made on air and online at woodtv.com and on Wood TV Plus.